Everything is falling apart. Not one thing, not two things. Everything. At the same time, in the same season. As if the universe decided that this particular chapter of your life was the right moment to test absolutely everything you are made of, all at once. The relationship, the finances, the health, the plans, the friendships, the faith. All of it shaking, all of it uncertain, all of it looking nothing like what you prayed it would look like by now. And you have been trying to hold it together. You have been showing up, believing, praying, trusting, doing everything right by every measure you know, and still the ground keeps shifting beneath your feet. And somewhere in the quiet of yet another hard night, you found yourself asking the one question you have been trying not to ask. Is this ever going to get better? Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you is going to completely change the way you see the season you are in right now. Not just encourage you through it, change the way you see it. Because the falling apart you are experiencing is not what it looks like, and the God who is allowing it is not who you think He is being right now. Here's something that nobody tells you about breakthroughs. They never arrive quietly. They never show up in seasons that are already comfortable and settled and going according to plan. They show up on the other side of the most intense, most disorienting, most everything at once kind of pressure you have ever experienced. Because that is how breakthroughs work. Not just spiritually, in every area of life. The darkest hour is always just before the dawn. The most intense pressure always comes right before the diamond is formed. The ground shakes the hardest right before something buried beneath it finally breaks through to the surface. And God, who created the natural world and the spiritual world and the laws that govern both, uses that same principle in the lives of the women He is preparing for something significant. He allows the pressure to intensify right before the release. He allows the shaking to reach its peak right before the settled season arrives. He allows everything to feel like it is falling apart right before He puts it all together in a way you could not have designed for yourself. The falling apart is not the end. It is the preparation for the breakthrough. There was a man in Scripture named Joseph. And if you don't know his story, you need to hear it, because it is one of the most extraordinary examples of what God does in the life of someone He has chosen for something significant. Joseph was the 11th of 12 sons in his family. From a young age, God had given him dreams, vivid, detailed, specific dreams about the future He had planned for him. Dreams of leadership, dreams of significance, dreams of a destiny so far beyond his current circumstances that even the people closest to him struggled to believe it. And then, everything fell apart. His own brothers, the people who should have been his greatest supporters, threw him into a pit and sold him into slavery out of jealousy. He ended up in Egypt, in the house of a man named Potiphar, working as a servant. And just when things began to stabilize, just when it looked like God might be turning things around, he was falsely accused by Potiphar's wife and thrown into prison for something he didn't do. Prison, after slavery, after betrayal, after holding on to dreams that now looked completely impossible from the inside of a cell. If Joseph had recorded his prayers from that prison cell, they might have sounded a lot like yours right now. God, where are you? God, I have been faithful. God, I have held on to what you showed me. God, why does everything keep getting worse instead of better? But the prison was not punishment. The prison was preparation. And what God was building in Joseph during those years of darkness, the character, the humility, the unshakable trust, the wisdom that only comes from surviving what should have broken you, was exactly what Joseph was going to need for what was coming next. Because what came next was this: Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the known world at that time, had a dream that nobody could interpret. And someone remembered that there was a man in prison who could interpret dreams. and Joseph was brought before Pharaoh, and he interpreted the dream. And Pharaoh, in one extraordinary moment, appointed Joseph as second in command over all of Egypt, from the pit to the prison to the palace, from the lowest point imaginable to the highest position available. And every single thing that had felt like it was falling apart was actually God strategically positioning Joseph for the moment that everything came together. You intended it to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done. Genesis 50:20. Joseph said that to the very brothers who had betrayed him, not with bitterness, with the settled confidence of a man who had seen God turn every single falling apart moment into a piece of the most extraordinary story he could have imagined. Now, I want to talk about something that is very specific to the season you are in right now. When everything falls apart at the same time, it is almost never random. There's a pattern to it that becomes visible only in hindsight, but that is deeply intentional in the moment. God does not dismantle things carelessly. When He allows multiple areas of your life to shake simultaneously, it is usually because He is doing something foundational, something beneath the surface, something that requires the old structure to come down before the new one can go up. Think about what happens when a building is being renovated. Before the new walls go up, the old ones have to come down. Before the new floors are laid, the old ones have to be removed. And in the middle of that process, when the walls are down and the floors are gone and the whole thing looks like a demolition site, it does not look like construction. It looks like destruction. But the architect knows exactly what is happening. The architect has the blueprint. The architect can see the finished version while everyone else is standing in the rubble wondering what went wrong. God is the architect of your life, and what looks like destruction from where you are standing is renovation on the blueprint He is working from. He is not tearing your life down. He is rebuilding it from the foundation up. And the reason it has to come down this far is because what He is building next requires a stronger foundation than what was there before. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Psalm 127:1. He is building, right now, in the middle of what looks like falling apart. He is building something that will stand in ways the previous version never could have. And I want to speak to the exhaustion, because I know that is where you are right now. Not just tired, deeply, bone level, soul tired. The kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. The kind that comes from holding on so long that your hands have gone numb, but you are still holding on because you don't know what else to do. The kind that makes you wonder not just when it gets better, but whether you have enough left in you to make it to the better. And I want you to hear this clearly. That exhaustion is not a sign that your faith is weak. It is a sign that you have been carrying something heavy for a long time. And God sees that. He is not looking at your exhaustion with disappointment. He is looking at it with the eyes of a father who knows exactly how long his child has been standing in the storm and is already moving to bring them through it. The prophet Elijah, one of the most powerful men of God in all of Scripture, a man who had called down fire from heaven and stood boldly against hundreds of false prophets, reached a point where he sat down under a tree and told God he had had enough. He was done. He could not go on. And what did God do? He did not rebuke him. He did not lecture him about faith. He sent an angel to touch him gently and said, "Get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you." 1 Kings 19:7. The journey is too much for you. God acknowledged it. He did not minimize it. He did not tell Elijah to try harder or believe more. He met him in the exhaustion with gentleness and provision and the simple instruction to get up and keep going, because what was ahead was worth it. That is what He is saying to you right now. The journey has been too much. He knows, He sees, and He is meeting you right here in the middle of it with everything you need to take the next step. So how do you keep going when everything is falling apart and the breakthrough feels further away than ever? You stop trying to fix everything at once. You cannot hold together what God is taking apart. You cannot renovate a building while simultaneously trying to keep all the old walls standing. Let what needs to come down, come down. Trust the architect with the blueprint. You stop measuring God's faithfulness by the current appearance of your circumstances. The falling apart does not mean He has forgotten you. It means He is working at a level deeper than your circumstances. It means He is doing something foundational that the surface of your life cannot yet reflect. You find one thing to be grateful for every single day. Not because everything is fine, but because gratitude is the one thing that keeps your eyes on the God who is building rather than the rubble that surrounds you. And a woman whose eyes are on God in the middle of the rubble is a woman who will recognize the breakthrough the moment it arrives. And you hold on to this with everything you have left. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. He knows the plans, not you, Him. And His plans, even when they require the falling apart, even when they move through the pit and the prison before they arrive at the palace, are always, always, always working towards something good. So let me close with this. If everything is falling apart right now, if the shaking feels like it will never stop, if the season feels like it has gone on longer than you can bear, if you are standing in what looks like the rubble of everything you prayed for, I want you to hear this with every exhausted, faithful, still standing part of you. You are not at the end. You are at the edge of the breakthrough. The intensity of what you are feeling right now is not proof that God has abandoned you. It is proof that something significant is about to break through. The enemy does not fight this hard over women who are not a threat. The pressure does not get this intense over lives that are not about to produce something extraordinary. Joseph did not know in the prison that the palace was next. He just kept being faithful in the dark. And the same God who took him from the pit to the palace is the same God who is working in your story right now. The falling apart is not the final chapter. It is the last chapter before everything changes. Hold on. Stay faithful. Keep going. The breakthrough is closer than it looks. Drop in the comments, "I'm holding on," if this message found you exactly when you needed it. And if someone you know is in the middle of their own falling apart season right now, share this with them. Sometimes all a person needs is to know that the falling apart has a purpose. God bless you. Just believe.